detailed summary of Chapter 1 of War and Peace, Book 1, 1805, word count of this summary. Words the chapter opens in July 1805 at the elegant St. Petersburg home of Anna Pavlovna Shera, a maid of honor and close confidant of the Empress Maria Fedorovna. Anna Pavlovna, a woman in her 40s known for her animated enthusiasm and social energy, is hosting one of her signature soirees. She has been suffering from a cough for several days, which she refers to as la grippe, a fashionable new French term used only by the elite. Her invitations, delivered that morning by liveried footmen and written entirely in French, politely request the presence of guests for an evening with a poor invalid between 7 and 10 o'clock. The first guest to arrive is Prince Vasily Kuragin, a high-ranking, influential courtier. Anna Pavlovna greets him dramatically. Well, Prince, so Genoa and Lucca are now just family estates of the Buonapartes. But I warn you, if you don't tell me that this means war, if you still try to defend the infamies and horrors perpetrated by that Antichrist, I really believe he is Antichrist, I will have nothing more to do with you, and you are no longer my friend, no longer my faithful slave, as you call yourself. But how do you do? I see I have frightened you. Sit down and tell me all the news. Vasily, dressed in an embroidered court uniform with knee breeches, shoes, and stars on his breast, remains completely composed. He has a serene expression on his flat face, a bald, scented head, and speaks in the refined French of the Russian aristocracy, with a gentle, patronizing tone honed by years at court. He kisses Anna Pavlovna's hand and sits on the sofa. He inquires politely about her health with affected sympathy that barely conceals indifference or irony. Anna Pavlovna replies that one cannot be well or calm in such troubling times if one has any feeling. She hopes he will stay the whole evening, but he mentions he must attend a fete at the English ambassador's later, where his daughter Helene will fetch him. Their conversation quickly turns to politics. Anna Pavlovna asks about a dispatch from Novosibirsk. Prince Vasily responds listlessly that Bonaparte has burnt his boats, and Russia is prepared to do the same. Anna Pavlovna then launches into a passionate monologue against Austria, accusing it of betrayal, praising Emperor Alexander's noble vocation to save Europe from Napoleon, whom she calls a murderer and villain. She criticizes England's commercial spirit and lack of understanding, Prussia's neutrality as a trap, and expresses unwavering faith in God and the Russian sovereign. 7B00D6, Gutenberg, she pauses, smiling at her own impetuosity. The prince compliments her eloquence, joking that she could have won over the King of Prussia by force of words, and requests tea. Anna Pavlovna mentions 2 interesting guests she expects: the Vicomte de Mortemart, a genuine French émigré connected to noble families, and the Abbé Morio, a profound thinker received by the emperor. Prince Vasily says he will be delighted to meet them. Then, with studied carelessness, though this is clearly his main purpose for visiting, he asks if it is true that the Dowager Empress wants Baron Funk appointed first secretary at Vienna, dismissing the Baron as a poor creature. Anna Pavlovna defends the Empress's wishes with profound devotion and sadness, closing her eyes to indicate that no one may criticize imperial decisions. She notes that the Empress has shown the Baron beaucoup d'estime. Prince Vasily falls silent with an indifferent look. Anna Pavlovna, with quick courtier tact, shifts to flatter him by praising his daughter Helene's beauty since her debut. She then reflects on the unfair distribution of life's joys, noting that Prince Vasily has 2 splendid children, but does not appreciate them enough. She pointedly dislikes his youngest son Anatole and criticizes both sons as fools, Hippolyte quiet, Anatole active. The prince smiles more naturally, revealing coarse wrinkles, and admits with resignation that his children are the bane of his life and a cross he must bear. He jokes about lacking the bump of paternity. According to Lavater, Anna Pavlovna becomes serious and suggests marrying the prodigal son, Anatole, to a suitable match. Princess Mary Bolkonskaya, a relative of his. She describes Mary as unhappy, living with her stingy, eccentric, clever, but boring father, Prince Bolkonsky, nicknamed the King of Prussia, in retirement, and notes that Mary has a brother who recently married Lise Menin and serves as an aide-de-camp to Kutuzov and will attend the soiree. Prince Vasily shows interest, especially upon learning she is rich. He takes Anna Pavlovna's hand familiarly and asks her to arrange the match, promising to be her devoted slave, jokingly spelling it with an F, as in a village elder's report. She agrees to speak to young Bolkonsky's wife, Lise, that evening. The chapter ends with Anna Pavlovna reflecting on beginning her apprenticeship as old maid for his family's sake. The scene masterfully introduces the novel's themes: the contrast between war and peace, the superficiality and intrigue of high society, family dynamics, and the looming shadow of Napoleon. This opening chapter is primarily dialogue-driven, satirical, and richly descriptive of character, setting the stage for the epic tale of Russian society before and during the Napoleonic Wars. Tolstoy uses it to establish key figures, Prince Vasily and his family, connections to the Bolkonskys, and the historical political backdrop of 1805. The full original text of Chapter 1 is concise, roughly 500 words, depending on translation edition. If you would like the complete original text, public domain translation, a longer scene-by-scene breakdown, analysis of themes, characters, or summaries of subsequent chapters, just let me know.